बोलो प्रथम पूज्य गणेश जी भगवान की जय, गीता मैया की जय। Let us do Gita Dhyanam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Mritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshinim Namostute Vyasa Vishal Buddhe Pullar Vindayat Patra Netra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradepaha Prapanna Pari Jataya Totra Vetre Kapanaye Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gītāmrita Duhe Namaha Sarvopanishado Gavo Dogdha Gopalanandana Partho Vatsah Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gītāmritam Mahat Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansa Chanur Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru Bhishma Drona Tatha Jayadratha Jala Gandharani Lotpala Shalyagravavati Kripena Vahani Karnena Vela Kula Ashwathama Vikarana Ghora Makara Duryodhana Vartini Sotirna Khalu Pandave Rananadhi Kai Vartaka Keshavaha Parasharya Vachas Saroja Mamalam Gītārtha Gandhotkatam Nānākhyānaka Kesaram Harikatha Sambhodhana Bodhitam Loke Sajjana Shatpadeira Haraha Tepi Yamanam Muda Bhuyat Bharata Pankajam Kalimalap Pradhvamsina Shreyase Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaistave Vede Sang Padkramopanishader Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastit Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantam Navidussura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Bolo Gita Maiya ki, Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki. We're in chapter 3, Karma Yoga. Let us go to verse number 20. Karmaneva hi samsiddhim astitha janakadayah Loka sangrama vevapi sampashyan kartumarhasi. Did we do this shloka last class? Yes? Let's say it together then. Karmaneva hi samsiddhim astitha janakadayah Loka sangrah में वापि संपश्यन् कर्तुमर्हसि. We have lots of granthas and shastras and lots of katha found in different Purana Upanishad. Bhagavan Shri Krishna has made a very concise package in Bhagavad Gita. So if he takes the time to mention any name of any saint or sage or raja from a different shastra, know that that person is very, very important or very, very powerful, right? And even though many of the Puranas and scriptures, they will have lots of varnan about sadharan bhagat or dushta log as well, bad people as well, right? In Ramayana, Tulsidas ji will give you the full backstory of Ravan. In a Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna will never mention such people. He will avoid mentioning the Rakshas forces and This is a very concise granth. Only few bhaktas, few kings he will mention, few great sages. Otherwise, he sticks to the point. So that is why we take notice when he mentions someone's name. Chapter 3 is called Karma Yoga. This is the path of action. And in this shloka, Bhagavan Krishna is explaining Astita Janakadayah. He speaks about Raja Janak. Which Janak ji is he speaking about? He is speaking about Mithilesha Janak, right? The king of Mithilapuri, in the Vansh of Raja Nimi. We spoke about Raja Janak last night in Sita Jayanti. Raja Janak was a Param Karma Yogi. He was a master of doing karma. He was also a great Vidwan and a great Bhakt of Bhagavan Shiva. That is why he got the Dhanush from Mahadev, because he was a great Bhakt of Bhagavan Shiva. But Bhagavan Krishna is giving his example because he is saying in the next verse, Yad yada charati shreshtaha tatta deve taro janaha. When great people do certain actions, jab Mahapurush kuch kaam karte hain, so other people look and follow. So he is really here speaking about Raja Janak. Raja Janak and Raja Dasharath, they are two powerful examples of people from Treta Yuga, and they were so powerful that inke ghar mein sakshat Bhagavan aur Bhagavati ne avatar liye, right? God comes to their house. Bhagavan Vishnu came as the son of Raja Dasharath, and Mata Janaki, even her name is taken from, nobody calls Bhagavan Sri Ram Dasharatha. In Sanskrit, there is a way to say son of someone by using their name. So, we say Vasudeva Sutam Devam, and sometimes we say Vasudev, right? So, Vasudev means Vasudev. Vasudev means son of Vasudev. Dasharataha means Raja Dasharath. Dasharataha means Bhagavan Sri Ram. But this name is not very popular. Maybe it's the first time you're hearing as well. But we always call Mata Sita Janaki. Very common name, right? Always give respect to Raja Janak. He was a karma yogi or vidwan bhi the. Once his Guruji was doing pravachan in ashram, so sitting with all of the brahmachari, sannyasi, all of the students, and Guruji, when he is giving katha, he is always looking at Raja Janak. So one of the shishyas asked Guruji, और ये महामुनि है, अष्टवक्र मुनि. He said, Gurudev, हम सब यहाँ बैठे हैं, लेकिन प्रवचन बोलते समय, at the time of giving pravachan, you're only looking at Raja Janak. Maybe he is your favorite, or maybe because he is the king. तो उन्हीं के धन से आश्रम चलता है. So all pandits have their favorite, right? If 10 people are in Mandir, but one of them always give Panditji $5, तो Panditji will make sure उसको बढ़िया प्रसाद मिला. If he has anything to offer, तो मैं लगा दूंगा माता रानी पे चुन्नी लगा दूंगा. So Shishya was only making a joke that Raja Janak is your favorite disciple. Ashtavakra Muni thought to himself, let me show them today why I like Janak so much and why during the pravachan my gaze always falls on him, right? So Ashtavakra Muni in the middle of pravachan used his Maya Shakti Tapobal and made it seem like the ashram is on fire. Ashram started to burn, smoke is everywhere. All of the shishyas, middle of the pravachan, everyone got up and started running. Let's go outside, let's go outside. And only Raja Janak remained sitting. So Ashtavakra Muni says, Janak ji, aap to Raja hai. You have to go outside and save yourself. Janak ji Maharaj said, this body does not concern me. Aaj nahi to kal jayega. If not today, we'll go tomorrow. The pravachan you were telling me, this is like Amrit, Kathamritam. Tava Kathamritam, Tapta Jivanam. Once I get this Amrit, then the soul becomes Ajar Amar. Even if the body will go, I will become immortal. Seeing this Param Vairagi, this incredible Vairagya, dispassion, non-attachment, then Janakji called all the Shishyas back, removed all the fire and told them, Isliye mujhe Janakji pasand hai. And from that day he was called Videha Raj. He was called Videha. Videha means the one who doesn't care about the Deha, about the Sharir. And Mata Janaki is also called Vaidehi. One of the names of Sita is Vaidehi. Vaidehi means daughter of Videha, right? So Janakji Maharaj was very, very powerful. In his vansh, Raja Nimi, one day he wanted to perform a great yajna, Maha Yajna. So he thought to himself, who is the best Purohit to perform this yajna? Even though you have your family priest, if there is a special type of yajna to be done, like when Dasharath Ji Maharaj wanted to perform Putreshti yajna, so he didn't use Vasishtha Muni, he used Shringi Muni, because he is a specialist. So the yajna that Janak Ji Maharaj wanted to perform, Vasishtha Ji Guruji was the perfect acharya for this yajna. So he called Vasishtha Ji. Vasishtha Muni was a great Muni. He used to visit Swargalok. आप इनको बोलो वहाँ कर सकते हैं, अभी गीता क्लास चल रहा है. अच्छा. तो Vasishtha Muni used to visit Swarg regularly because he Brahma Putra hai, right? He can go anytime he wants. When you go to Swarg, one day is 1 year, right? He is not going to Swarg सुख भोगने के लिए. जब ये महासंत लोग स्वर्ग जाते हैं तो ये जाते हैं आशीर्वाद देने के लिए, प्रवचन देने के लिए. Indra calls them to come and do satsang, do these kinds of things. So when he goes, time is moving quickly. 1 day, 2 days. On Prithvi Lok, it's feeling like 1 year and 2 years. So Janak Ji Maharaj, his ancestor, Raja Nimi, he's getting impatient. Guruji aa nahi rahe, mujhe yajna karna hai. So he calls Vishwamitra Muni to perform the yajna. Vishwamitra Ji comes and performs the yajna and he goes. After a few years, Vasishtha Ji Maharaj comes and says, okay, now I'm ready to do the yajna. Nimi Maharaj ne kaha, I have already performed the yajna, Guruji, I could not wait for you. Vasishtha Muni became angry, asked the Pandit Ji, if you steal a different Pandit Yajman, if they will be very angry, aapko shrap denge. Yajman to aapki hi hai. So Vasishtha Muni became very upset and he cursed Nimi Maharaj. You will lose your sharir, right? Aap sharir heen ho jaoge. Nimi Maharaj was very, very sad. And Vishwamitra Ji came at that time and he decided to protect Nimi Maharaj because wo hamare chela ban gaye, hamare shishya ban gaye. So he promised Nimi Ji, he said, even though you have lost your sharir, you will be present in a formless way. You will rest in the eyelids of all of your descendants. That is why we say Ek Nimesh. Ek Nimesh means one moment. When you blink, Nimi Maharaj, he resides in our eyelids, right? So he blessed Nimi Maharaj, and Nimi Maharaj said, Gurudev, maine kuch galti nahi kiya. I did nothing wrong. Vasishtha Muni was not available. I asked you to perform this yajna, right? It seems as if Vasishtha Muni is a little bit arrogant, thoda abhimani hai. So Vishwamitra Ji says, he is a very powerful guru because he is the guru of Raghuvansh. और एक दिन रघुवंश में साक्षात नारायण पधारेंगे. तो निमि जी महाराज said, Gurudev, आप मुझे वरदान दीजिए. If you are happy with my yajna, so please bless me that उस वंश में नारायण पधारेंगे. But please bless me that when he is born in Raghuvansh, तो एक दिन हमारे शहर में आएंगे, एक दिन हमारे वंश के पास आएंगे, and he will come and be the damad of my descendants, and he will have to come and he will have to ask for dan, और हम उनको कन्या दान देंगे. We will do कन्या दान. So this is what I ask for, वरदान. Vishwamitra Ji Muni ne kaha tatastu. And that is the backstory of Mata Janaki, Bhagavan Shri Ram. So all of this Leela is happening. Janak Ji Maharaj sadhara nahi hai. He is from a very great vansh, just like Raja Dasharath. Both of these are the two most powerful lines in Treta Yuga, and they combine and culminate with Bhagavan Shri Ram and Mata Sita. These two lines will join. So, in verse 21, Yadyada Charati Shreshta Tatta Deve Taro Janaha. बोलिए Yadyada Charati Shreshta Tatta Deve Taro Janaha Sa Yat Pramanam Kurute Lokah Tadanu Vartate. The word is Lokah Tadanu Vartate. When you combine it, it will become Lokas Tadanu Vartate. Lokas Tadanu Vartate. Next shloka. Name Parthasti Kartavyam Trishu Lokeshu Kinchana Nanavaptamavaptavyam Nanavap बोलिए Tamavap Tavyam Nanavap नानवाप्तव्यम् वर्त एव च कर्मणि. Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, in this world, we are speaking about karma yoga, about doing action. Bhagavan says, Arjun, I am the master of this entire world. मैं जगतपति हूँ, मैं जगदीश हूँ. मुझे इस दुनिया से कोई लेना देना नहीं है. There is nothing for me to gain, nothing for me to lose from this world. I have millions of other worlds just like this. Still I perform action. Still I sustain this planet. I sustain this universe. More than sustain, I take avatar and I come and I do leela. I mix with everyone, I interact with everyone. मैं ये सब क्यों करता हूँ? Why do I do all of these things? Right? So Bhagavan is saying, I have nothing to gain. आप मुझे कुछ दे नहीं सकते हो और आप मुझसे कुछ ले भी नहीं सकते हो. No one in this universe can give me anything or take anything away from me. Right? Still, I continue in action. Once, somebody was questioning Hanuman Swami. When they were returning from Lanka, so they visited Mata Anjana. They visited the mother of Hanumanji Swami because they were flying over that mountain range. You know, in Nasik, in Maharashtra, what do we call those mountains near Nasik?
Amravati Hills.
Yes, that is the birthplace of Hanumanji Swami, right? So when they're flying over, they see Mata Anjana, so Hanumanji says, Bhagwan ji, hamari Mata ji hai. I have not been able to meet her for a long time. So Bhagavan says, abhi milke jate hain, let us meet her now. So when they go and meet Mata Anjana, Hanumanji, like any excited child, he is telling her the full leela from Sundarkand. Ma, maine ye kiya, maine wo kiya, I brought Sanjeevani Bhuti, I brought a mountain, maine inko patal se bachaya, Hiravan se. So Hanumanji is expecting that Anjana Mata will be very happy. Instead, she was a little bit sad. She said, Hanumanji, despite being so strong, aap Raghunath ke saath the, and still you had to face so many difficulties. So Hanumanji became sad. So Bhagavan Sri Ram thought, let me save Hanumanji. He says, Ma, nobody is questioning the strength of Hanumanji, but the biggest quality of Hanumanji is, वो बल अपना बल नहीं मानता है. He doesn't believe his strength is his own. He always says, तव प्रताप रघुनाथ. मेरे पास जो भी बल है, all of it is from Bhagavan Sri Ram. And he only does what I say. Hanuman chahe to, do you remember in Sundarkand when he jumps from Bharat and he goes to Lanka? To jis parvat par chalang mara, the mountain he jumped from, that mountain was pushed into Patal. Such was the force of Hanumanji. Aap chaupai dhoond lo. So Hanuman once, he could have sink entire Lanka. He could have sent Lanka sinking into the ocean, right? All he did was burn down the houses and palaces. Hanumanji himself could have killed Ravan if he wanted. Ravana did not ask for Vardhan protection from Manushya or Janwar. Or Hanumanji kya hai? Hanumanji to Vanar hai. He is a slight mixture of Banar and Manushya, right? So Hanumanji also could have killed Ravan. But Bhagavan Sri Ram says, Ma, there is nothing that happens without my ichha. Sab Hari ichha or Hari kripa. Bhagavan Sri Ram says, agar main chahu, to Ravan ka janma bhi nahi hota. He would not even have been born. Ravana is only born because of my ichha. I allow him to be born for the sake of doing leela, क्योंकि मुझे बहाने चाहिए भक्तों से मिलने के लिए. I need an excuse to come and meet my devotees and all of these things. So he says to Mata Anjana, बात बल की नहीं है, बात आदेश की है. Hanumanji has done only what I have asked him to do. So this is another example of Bhagavan Sri Ram, Bhagavan Vishnu, Bhagavan Krishna saying, मेरे लिए कोई हानि लाभ नहीं है. I am not losing anything, I am not gaining anything. But still I come and I perform leela. When Bhagavan comes, he performs leela. When you and I do things, we are not doing leela, we are doing karma, right? हम इतने बड़े महापुरुष नहीं कि हम लीला करेंगे. When you do leela, it means people are going, वाह वाह वाह, क्या लीला करते हो आप भगवान? And then they sing about your leela. Is anybody praising you? What a good job you did at work. What a good job you're doing at home. नहीं, हम सब साधारण लोग हैं. We are ordinary people. When Bhagavan does anything, that is called leela. When we do anything, it is called karma. Bhagavan is saying, karma karo. This is the path of karma. Yadi hyaham न वर्तेयम्
यदि यहं न वर्तेयं
जातु कर्मण्यतान्द्रितः
जातु कर्मण्यतन्त्रितः
मम वर्तमानुवर्तन्ते
मम वर्तनानुवर्तन्ते
मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः.
मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः.
Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, Arjun, if I relax even for one moment, then all of the great saints and sages, all of the great Mahapurush, they will also relax. अगर आप किसी को मानते हो, if you believe in someone like maybe your parents, maybe your guru, and you see them doing something, then you will also want to do the same thing, right? So we always see Bhagavan as somebody who is always working very hard because he wants to encourage us to work hard as well, right? He is constantly sustaining the world. Bhagavan says, I'm setting an example for everyone. I don't want you to waste your time in Prithvi Lok. You should always be doing something. Either you're moving backwards, you're moving forwards, but never be standing still. When you are sleeping, that is enough time for you to be doing nothing. If you are doing nothing during the day as well, to fir aap maha tamasi ho, then you are just in a tamsik avastha. While you are awake, while the sharir has energy, you should always be engaged in some action. If you have nothing to do, then it's okay, enjoy yourself, but nobody just sits on the ground, right? If you are just sitting, then you should be doing tapasya or doing samadhi or nam jap or something. So do not waste any time. Bhagavan is telling Arjun. Utsideyu rime loka na kuryam karma chedaham sankarasya chakartasyam upahanyamimah prajaha. Bhagavan just repeats his earlier point. If I stop doing work, all of these universes will perish. Right now, our body is sustained because the heart is beating, because we have a respiratory system. Things are happening, right? We're taking energy inside, but when we take in the oxygen, there is a reaction also happening inside to use the oxygen. Just like an engine is firing, you have cylinders combusting fuel, the sharir is also combusting oxygen, extracting energy. If you hold your breath, what happens? Process stops, right? And if somehow you can continue to hold your breath, then the body will shut down. So Bhagavan is saying, if I stop doing work, it is like holding my breath, this entire universe will shut down, right? Everything will be destroyed. Saktaha karmanya vidhamso yatha kurvanti bharata kuryad vidhams tatha sakta Ascharya Chakirshu Loka Sangraham. Bhagavan says, Hey Bharata. He refers to Arjun many times as Bharata because of Raja Bharat, not the brother of Bhagavan Sri Ram. There was another Raja Bharat in Bhagavad Puran who is the great ancestor. उन्हीं की वजह से आज भारत देश कहते हैं Raja Bharat, right? He was the one who modernized the local geography of India. So, Hey Bharata, Bhagavan Krishna is saying, you have to perform work. But there are two different ways to perform work. Bhagavan says, one is with asakti, saktaha. Other is without asakti, asaktaha. You have to decide if you are saktaha or asaktaha. What does it mean to perform action without being attached? It's very difficult, easy to say but difficult to do, right? Let me give you a simple example. Chote bachche khel rahe hain. Small children are playing. Let's say a little girl is doing a tea party. She has the teacup set and she is saying, come and drink the tea, I have made the tea. Usme jal nahi hai, doodh nahi hai, kuch nahi hai. But she is saying, I have tea, come and drink the tea. So, just to please her, aap unki mata ji hai, pita ji hai, you sit with her and you drink the tea, right? As you are drinking the tea, empty cup, you have no attachment. Because you know, ye asli nahi hai. This is how you have to approach your real work. Once you understand that bahut kuch asli nahi hai, then the attachment goes away. But in our work, when we are doing it, just like the child believes कि सच में ये चाय है, ये असली चाय है, मैं असली टी पार्टी कर रही हूँ. The same way we believe when we're doing. ये काम मेरा बहुत असली काम है. Very important work. Attachment comes from there. You have to be detached. Bhagavan will discuss this in further chapters in more detail. न बुद्धि भेदम जनयेद यज्ञ sorry न बुद्धि भेदम जनयेद यज्ञ
न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेद्यज्ञ
no sorry जनयेत न बुद्धि भेदम जनयेत
न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत्
अज्ञानम कर्म संगिनाम
अज्ञानं कर्मसङ्गिनां
योजयेत सर्वकर्माणि
योजयेत् सर्वकर्माणि
विद्वान युक्त समाचरन्.
विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन्.
Bhagavan is saying knowledge should not be used to confuse people who are at a more simple level. Like all of you here are learning Srimad Bhagavad Gita, you are not at a simple level. You may not be at advanced level, but let's just say you are intermediary level, right? Because you have knowledge of the world, now you have knowledge of Shastra as well. And now you have knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, so you have a little bit higher understanding what is real, what is not real, how should you live, how should you do work. Bhagavan is saying, if you go on the road and find a random person and start telling them, oh, ye sab mithya hai, ye sab asli nahi hai, then they will just be confused. So the process is important, the sthan is important, and the time is important as well. Bhagavan says, for those who are very simple, he is saying ignorant, I'm using a nicer word. Those who are very simple, aap bas inko kaam de do. Just give them work. Let them become engaged in the world. And then once they are working, then they can progress to the next stage, right? First, people have to feel useful. They have to have a purpose. They have to have a routine, schedule. Then they get some discipline. When they have done enough work for a certain amount of time, a little bit security is there, financial security is there, social security is there, then the mind opens up to thinking about higher philosophy. What is the real purpose of my life? Purpose of my life is not to go to this company every day and do work and get money. ये तो basic purpose है, right? उद्देश्य क्या है हमारे? सिद्धांत क्या है? So Bhagavan says, time and place comes for that afterwards. प्रकृतेः क्रियमाणानि गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः अहंकार विमूढ़ात्मा कर्ता हम इति मन्यते. Bhagavan Krishna lightly touches on gunas. We will learn about the gunas later. Tamogun, Rajogun, Satogun. But basically what his concept here is saying, this entire universe is propelled by an engine, by a force, by energy. This energy is divided into three types of energy. Tamas energy, Rajas energy, and Sattvic energy. He says, when we believe that we are doing something, right? Karta ham iti manyate. Isko abhiman kehte hain. Because really, we are not really doing much. Everything is happening. We are participating. We are not propelling. We are participating. Ask yourself a question. Many of you work for big companies, right? If you disappear tomorrow, if you die tomorrow, company will fail or they will find somebody else. You'll be replaced, right? If you work in a small store, then maybe store will close down. Otherwise, things move on. Everything moves on. So in the same way, we have to accept that karta ham iti manyate. Hum nahi kar rahe hain. The universe is moving. We are all just participating in the action that is being pushed forward. Okay? Somebody tell them they're disturbing both programs. Okay, next shloka. Tattva vittu mahabaho guna karma vibhagayo guna guneshu vartanta iti matva nasajjate. So, Bhagavan Krishna is saying, when you get true insight, when you have Tattva Darshan, Tattva Vittu Mahabaho, hey Mahabaho, once you truly see what I'm trying to show you, there are many different levels to seeing. Now we have X-ray machine, right? When you take X-ray, you see inside the body. So Bhagavan is saying, Arjuna, See past this physical world, everything you're seeing here, and see the energy below. See the flow of energy. See the sattvic, rajas, tamas, shakti propelling everyone. And guna guneshu vartanta iti matva na sajjate. Sajjan log vairagi hi rehte hain. They are always detached because they see the true nature of the universe. He says, when you see Duryodhan obsessed with this singhasan, that is the Rajasatva in him speaking. That is the Rajasic energy in him speaking. Right? He is being pushed by that energy to perform a certain leela, perform a certain story because of my ichcha. You are here for a different purpose. You are here to be a better person, to be enlightened, not be attached, but you are here also to perform your duty. People think that in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagwan Krishna is telling Arjuna, Baba ban jao, become a sadhu, become a sannyasi, give up everything. But you're missing the point. Bhagavan doesn't want Arjuna to become a sannyasi. Arjuna is a kshatriya. He is in grihast ashram and they're about to fight a war. So it seems counterintuitive, right? Why is Bhagavan giving this knowledge to somebody who is in that stage of life? You might feel like Arjuna is not ready for this information. But the opposite is true. Arjuna is also not an ordinary person, Nar or Narayan. And Bhagavan knows that he is ready for this gyan, and by having this knowledge, it's not going to make him become a sannyasi, he will become a shreshta grihasti. He will perform the duties of grihasti even better, because he has the knowledge of a sannyasi. He has the knowledge of the saints and sages, but he is still engaged in action. Right? Prakriter guna sammuraha sajjante guna karmasu tana kritsna vido mandan kritsna vinna vichalayet. Bhagavan Krishna says, he repeats a point that he said before. When you have this kind of knowledge, don't use it to upset other people. And this is also why Sanatan Dharma, Hinduism, we have never tried to convert anyone. All religions survive based on conversion, right? If they don't convert, then maybe the religion will go away because they are losing people also. But we have never been concerned with converting people. We always understand that once the dharma is protected in certain places, in certain vansh, in certain lineages, in certain sthan, then the dharma will protect itself. The dharma will take care of itself. And people will ultimately find their way back one day to dharma. So Bhagavan says, we have this perfect knowledge. That's why we are not concerned with disturbing and upsetting and confusing those with a more basic buddhi, who believe something else. If they believe that I have to do this, I have to kill this person, I have to do this, otherwise I won't get into heaven, you cannot give this Bhagavad Gita jnanam to them. They will not be able to understand. They have to exit that misconception first. They have to reach a neutral state, then you can give them this positive energy. So Bhagavan is saying, Arjun, don't waste your time and don't disrespect the Shastra also by giving it to the wrong people in the wrong time in the wrong place. One thing which I don't like, Bhagavad Gita has become very, very widely printed in the world, right? Every language, all different sizes. It's become a very popular gift also. If you go to some Hindu programs or conferences, everybody gets a copy of Bhagavad Gita. And then they don't respect it. Many of them don't care. They go and they throw it somewhere, or they leave it there, or they have it on the ground, or they samman nahi karte hain because they don't believe in the scripture, right? So jabardasti kyun dete hain? Why are you giving it to people if they don't care about it? The words inside of Bhagavad Gita, these are Siddha Shastra. These are Bhagavat Prokta iti Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Puran means the bhaktas of Bhagavan. Bhagavad Gita nahi hai, Bhagavad Gita. Ye Bhagavan ki swarup hai. These are directly the words of Bhagavan Krishna. इसलिए सदा सम्मान करनी चाहिए, even the physical book, and never give a copy to someone who will not respect it. Always keep it. Always maintain the maryada. Mayi sarvani karmani sannyasyadyatma cetasa nirashir nirmamoh bhutva yudhyasva vigatachvaraha.
Yudhyasya vigatattvara.
Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. Only Jagat Guru Bhagwan Krishna can have sannyas and yuddha in the same shlok. In the same shlok, he is telling Arjuna how to be sannyas, how to renounce everything. And then he is telling Arjuna, ठीक है वो हो गया, आप sannyas बन गए, अब युद्ध्यस्व विगतज्वरः. Ordinary people will feel like Bhagavan is contradicting himself. विद्वान लोग समझते हैं that these are the words of, these are divine words. Things that are divine endure. Things that are man-made will always fade away with time. Do you know how many versions of the Bible there are? You know how many times the Bible has been reworded, rewritten, and you have Old Testament, New Testament, keeps changing. So these words is difficult for us to believe these are divine words when the form is asatya. But these words of Bhagavan Krishna, they have never been altered. They have never been changed. हो सकता है कि एक दिन इस दुनिया में if things get destroyed, if there is a war or something, then the Shastra might go away. We might lose the copy of it. But the words will never be changed. And as long as there are some great Mahapurush alive, in one time when the Mughals invaded Bharat, they found the place, I forgot the name of the city, where the original copy of Bhagavad Puran is kept. When I say original copy, written by the great saints and sages in the time of Shukdev Ji Maharaj. That's how old it was. Very, very old. And they burned that place to the ground. So everybody was very afraid because they believed that if the original copy has been burned, now if somebody makes any changes, how can we check in the future? But there were dozens of sadhus and saints in Bharat who had memorized the entire Bhagavad Puran. So all they did was make a new copy and place it there again. So this is the power of Bharat. We believed in Smarana Shakti. We always believed in memorizing things. When the British came also, they burned a lot of things, thinking that sab jala denge to inke dharma nashta ho jayega. They didn't understand our system. We don't place our faith in written things. We have people who memorize everything. Small children in India, they spend 4 years in ashram and they memorize Yajurved. 4 years more, they memorize Rigved. They take 4 years to learn one Veda. And there are many of them who will know 2 Vedas, 3 Vedas. And then there are a handful who have the ability to know Charu Ved. Right? So they exist in Bharat. ऐसे लोग यहाँ नहीं मिलेंगे because usually they have a strict vrat where काला पानी को पार नहीं करते हैं. They don't cross the ocean. They remain in the boundaries of Bharat Desh. ये एक इनके परंपरा है. But Bhagavan Krishna here is saying, Arjun, Mai sarvani karmani, renouncing all actions. Mai means मुझ में. मेरे ऊपर विश्वास रखिए. Focus yourself on me. Nirashir nirmamoh bhutva. Getting rid of all selfishness, swarth, all hope. Yudhyasva vigatadvaraha. Free yourself from all of these mental obligations and fight freely. मैं आपके साथ हूँ, लेकिन मैं जहाँ बैठता हूँ, there is no space for attachment, there is no space for swarth, selfishness, there is no space for hope, there is no space for greed. When you are fighting Bhishma tomorrow, you can't be worried about मैं उसको हरा दूंगा तो we'll win the war. If he defeats me, so then we'll lose the war. Don't think about these things. The only thing you are to think about is मेरे साथ श्री कृष्ण बैठे हैं, अब मैं बाण छोड़ूंगा. I am only going to fire arrows. Focus the mind like this. And for those people who are in certain high-stress jobs, like high-performance athletes, mental ability is also very important, how they handle stress. In the moment, like cricketers, footballers, golf players, when they're in the finals, when it's the last stroke of the game, last ball of the over, they need complete focus, clear focus to be able to execute. All of the skill, many of them have all of the skills, same skills, but only few of them are considered great. Usually it's because they have this kind of focus. So in this shloka, really what Bhagavan Krishna is talking about is focus, mental clarity. And that is key to performing karma yoga. That is key to performing action. We'll stop here at verse number 30. Bolo Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki, Gita Maya ki, Bolo Satya Sanatana Dharma ki. So from next week we'll do verse number 31. Everyone understand so far in Karma Yoga? Very simple, very straightforward. Any questions? No? Okay everyone, Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Ram. Thank you.